This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Good evening here at 7 o'clock, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Mark Mullins, coming to you from a makeshift studio from inside my home as we continue to isolate while we work for you.
And I'm Amanda Starrentino, working for you. RTV6 is keeping tabs on the numbers as they exponentially grow. The virus has now taken the lives of 35 Hoosiers. The state of Indiana is reporting roughly 1,800 positive cases total. New cases have grown exponentially. RTV6 has broken down the cases by county on the IndyChannel.com. Let's talk globally reported numbers now. There have been over 770,000 cases reported total, nearly 160,000 of those in the U.S. The U.S. has far surpassed all other countries for the most cases. The coronavirus is being blamed for killing roughly 37,000 people internationally, but over 160,000 people have recovered from the virus.
The COVID-19 pandemic may have you thinking about death and your own mortality, but a state attorney say it's not a bad idea to start planning for the future, virus or not. RTV6 reporter Kara Kenny is finding out what steps you can be taking now to protect your assets and your family.
It's unpleasant to think about death, especially your own. But you know the saying, none of us are getting out of this alive. Trust and estate attorneys say it's actually a good thing to plan for the inevitable. Rebecca Geyer is an estate planning and elder law attorney with a practice in Carmel. Her office is being flooded with inquiries in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. Many just want to make sure their wills and power of attorney documents are in order. Geyer says it's a smart thing to do regardless of the coronavirus.
You may not die from COVID-19, but death is inevitable, and we all need to take an opportunity to make decisions about who's going to handle our estates in the event of our death, who is going to receive our assets, and how the mechanism for making distribution among heirs. We want to make sure that your particular goals and concerns are followed, and also that you have people who can step in and act for you in the event you're alive but unable to make decisions. And that could occur not just during a pandemic, but at any time. And it's important to have appropriate documentation in place to ensure that you're covered.
You can plan a will while social distancing, gather your documents and research from home, and most attorneys can finalize documents via phone and email. You can even get something notarized remotely. It's also a good idea to log into your retirement accounts and life insurance policies and make sure your beneficiaries are up to date. Reporting in Indianapolis, Kara Kenny, RTV6.
Thanks, Kara. And Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb has signed a new executive order in an effort to fight back at coronavirus cases in Indiana hospitals. RTV6's Cameron Riddle has a breakdown of what you need to know tonight.
Well, good evening. This is the very first time we are hearing about how much human power is being sent in to battle the coronavirus problem that is only getting worse across the state of Indiana. Take a look at these numbers. 5,300 Indiana healthcare workers have volunteered to go work on the front lines and treat coronavirus patients. Everyone from retired doctors and nurses to doctors who aren't seeing as many patients due to the suspension of elective surgeries, as well as the Indiana National Guard and even medical students who have met certain requirements will all soon be treating patients across the state. The governor says we have come to a point where we must be prepared for what's coming.
I'm pleading on a daily basis that this is not a game. This is serious. You may feel like you're Superman, but I guarantee you, you're not.
And when it comes to those medical students who will soon be on the front lines here in the coming days, state officials say they have met a number of requirements, everything they need to graduate except the residency, which would be spent in a hospital somewhere across the country. State officials say they will be working directly under a veteran doctor as we continue to battle coronavirus. At the State House, I'm Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
The largest hospital in the state has moved all of its NICU babies to make room for adult COVID-19 patients. IU Health Methodist Hospital in downtown Indianapolis transported patients from the neonatal intensive care unit last week. The NICU babies were relocated to other hospitals with the same or higher level of care, including Riley Hospital for Children. A spokeswoman for IU Health says this will keep vulnerable pediatric patients in a safe environment while reserving space for adult adult patients. Methodist Hospital is a level 3 and Riley Hospital is a level 4, which means it's the highest level for the most critical patients.
Providing meals to students in need is an important service districts in our area continue to provide, even while schools are closed. Now, one district is changing the way they do it after the U.S. Surgeon General named Indianapolis one of 6 emerging hotspots for new COVID-19 cases. Megan Sanctorum shows the new technique Wayne Township leaders have come up with for meal distributions.
Meal distribution looks a little different now outside of Wayne Township schools as district leaders work to eliminate person-to-person contact. Trunks are open and a show of fingers indicates how many children the driver of each car has. This is the new way the Wayne Township School District is doing meal distribution for families experiencing food insecurity.
One of our missions is to make sure that we continue to provide service to our children. We want to make sure we do so in a way that also protects our employees from this pandemic.
Chapelwood Elementary is one of 3 distribution sites in the district. The superintendent says last week they provided more than 20,000 meals, including breakfast and lunch. The meals are free for any child 18 years old and younger. The changes come after health leaders continue to release new information about COVID-19. Yesterday, the U.S. Surgeon General named Indianapolis an emerging hotspot for new cases, meaning this is one of the cities that can expect to see a major increase in hospitalized patients. He said more needs to be done to prepare, and communities need to continue to work to flatten the curve. Superintendent Butts says he hopes this is one step toward that.
This also helps to reassure our families that we're putting steps into place that can allow them to come onto our campuses and get those free nutritious meals.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
Well, as you heard Amanda mention, the U.S. Surgeon General Jerome Adams has named Indianapolis as an emerging hotspot for the coronavirus. Adams listed the Circle City along with New Orleans, Chicago, Detroit, L.A., and Miami. Adams also says he often gets asked when this will all be over, and his answer is, it depends. He says it's all about flattening the curve and raising the bar so local response capacity is not overwhelmed. So that means increasing telehealth options and continuing social distancing and good hygiene to stop the spread.
Parents, students, and teachers across central Indiana continue to navigate through e-learning together. And today, many parents are wondering if kids will even go back into a classroom this school year. We talked to one Greenwood mother and teacher at Our Lady of the Greenwood Catholic School. Elise Floyd tells us this is their first time doing e-learning. And when the Archdiocese made the call, teachers worked quickly to change their lesson plans to a digital format for the 4th quarter. Students came to school for a few hours to get Chromebooks and packets, and now Floyd is helping students from her home while also keeping her 2 young boys occupied as her husband is a first responder. She says it's important to hold students accountable during this time, but she always wants parents and students to know they are in this together.
It's definitely going to be kind of a hunt for, is this a you don't understand what's going on? Is this a you just didn't do it? Kind of trying to figure that out. How can I support you? But I know a lot of our parents, I think, are very overwhelmed because this is new to them. Google Classroom is new to them. Trying to teach their kids from home or help their kids from home, or if they're working, is very, very challenging.
Floyd says the end of the school year is still super important because next year they will build on what they learn now. She also is researching best practices and web resources for a digital classroom and tells me PBS Learning Media and Edpuzzle are her 2 favorite sites to use so far.
And if you know of any organizations, businesses, or people who are working together during this difficult time, we want to share those stories. So send us a message at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
It can be stressful enough to get ready to give birth. Now add the COVID-19 outbreak, and it can equal a major change of plans at the final hour. How some Indiana moms are breathing deep and adapting, coming up.
RTV6 is working for you.
COVID-19 is having major effects on pregnant women who plan to give birth in a hospital. RTV6's Alyssa Donovan explains why some are now turning to other options.
With hospital restrictions in place and concern about interacting with COVID-19 patients, some mothers-to-be are turning to another option, home births. Brandy Graham-Wood is a certified midwife with Home for Birth. She specializes in handling prenatal care and guiding a family through a child being born at home instead of at the hospital. Since the COVID-19 outbreak, she's received a lot more inquiries from mothers who are looking to change up their plans.
We always got calls every week, but probably in the last week and a half, we've had 30 calls with requests for late-to-care transfers.
That's in addition to another 20 or so emails and Facebook messages. Usually, Graham-Wood works with a family throughout the pregnancy, but the inquiries she's receiving now are for late-to-care transfers, women who are 38 to 39 weeks into their pregnancy. Many of them had planned to have their baby in a hospital, but COVID-19 restrictions preventing visitors and concern about proximity to people who are sick has more women turning to other options.
Because of a public health emergency, some women are being forced out of their birth plan, out of their support people, and that's a scary place to be.
Home for Birth is completely booked for the month of April, but if you want to call, they can direct you to other midwives in the area. I'm Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
And there are some real issues with the financial system, and it's not over yet. There are ways, however, to be prepared for anything. The cautious but hopeful message from financial experts coming up.
For dreams at Honda of Fishers.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
It was another windy day, not as windy as yesterday, but we still had wind gusts around 40 miles per hour. That was during the afternoon hours. We're starting to calm things down, and that will be the trend. Over the next 48 hours, the wind will be much lighter, although out of a colder direction. That north wind will continue to drop our temperatures tonight into the 30s, and we have our coldest day of the week scheduled for tomorrow. Temperatures are in the 40s from Peru to Muncie. You had more cloud cover throughout the day than the rest of central and southern Indiana, where some sunshine broke through, and that was great to see. Temperatures tomorrow well below the average high of 56. We step it up a little bit Wednesday. You start to notice the difference as we get to Thursday. Temperatures will be warmer as we go Friday into the weekend. There's the veil of clouds that's been dropping from north to south, and pretty much a blanket of clouds now north of Indy and closing in on the southwest too. It was nice to see sunshine. It's never been more important in the forecast, and we've got some in there as we go later in the week. The cloud cover will not produce any showers tonight. I'd say the chance tomorrow of any showers, just 20%. It will keep temperatures from falling off too quickly this evening. 49 at 10 o'clock tonight, and the wind will be generally 10 miles per hour. There'll be some higher gusts, but as you see in the morning when you wake up, generally around 10 miles per hour in a colder direction. You'll need the heavier coat tomorrow. By midday, temperature right at 40 degrees. Afternoon temperatures only optimistically in the mid-40s. The chance for any showers, just 20%. As that cold air comes in, could have a few spotty sprinkles around. Temperatures in the mid-40s to possibly upper 40s in the southwest portion of the state. There's the wind forecast again out of the north, 10 to 15. Wednesday, we're back with at least some sunshine. Temperature boosts into the lower 50s, and that's pretty true of all of central Indiana. That's just below average. Thursday, back to a little more sunshine. That will boost the temperature close to 60 degrees. This is the longest dry stretch that will have the entire month. We only had 2 days in a row without any rain at all. Saturday and Sunday, we get back to a chance for showers. Temperatures right around 60 degrees. We were dry today. I think we're dry tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. That's our dry stretch. The chance for showers still minimal Friday. Warmest day in the forecast at 62. Rain chances over the weekend, 30%. That does not look to be heavy rain, Amanda. Just some lighter showers, half an inch of rain or less. Monday, still some showers and 62 degrees.
Thanks, Kev. It's a question on a lot of minds. Just how bad will our economy get, and how quickly might our economy bounce back?
Yeah, our Alicia Nieves spoke with several financial experts who are giving us some practical advice to help you weather through this economic climate.
Over the past 7 days amid the coronavirus pandemic, we have spoken to a half-dozen finance professionals getting the best advice on how to overcome the financial fears many are facing right now.
A lot of people are scared.
Along the way, we asked every one of the experts.
Do you think we're heading towards a recession?
Yes, we are.
I don't think there's any avoiding a recession if we're not already technically there.
Every expert agreed. This current downturn will likely lead us into a recession, so expect higher unemployment in the weeks and months to come, and even the chance that you could be laid off or see a decrease in work and wages. This is not meant to send you into a panic, but help you plan.
This is an opportunity to take a good look at your discretionary spending and really evaluate what's important and carve out for now what isn't.
Add that money to or start an emergency fund that can cover 3 to 6 months of expenses. In addition, the professionals are also advising those who expect a tax refund this year, file immediately, even though the federal government has pushed back the filing deadline. Lastly, Congress has passed legislation expanding unemployment and paid leave benefits. Take advantage of them.
Use the money that's available to you. Pride has no place here. Tap into those resources. There's no shame in applying for unemployment.
This expected economic recession, like all of those in the past, shouldn't last forever. In fact, most economists and analysts say we should see a much faster recovery than we did with the 2008 Great Recession.
Back in 2007, there was some real issues with the financial system and the banking system, which led us in a recession, and that's what needed to be fixed. Right now, it's really everyone's voluntarily stopping to consume. If everyone is really good about doing what needs to be done for this health crisis and it's shorter in nature, it could be just coming back into things as usual.
We could turn this around this year, I think. I still think there is real hope for that.
I'm Alicia Nieves reporting.
A reminder right now, we are keeping tabs on places open to do business as we are ordered to stay home. Just head to theindychannel.com. We have an entire list of restaurants and other businesses that are still open. Mark.
Well, there's no good way to make the COVID-19 outbreak into a good thing, but as we study the effects of it, we're finding it's hitting interest rates and the housing market. Bianca Ficini, from our Scripps partner at Newsy, looks into the challenges that millennials face as home buyers.
Young people around the country have been hearing it for weeks.
One upside to all this market volatility, mortgage rates dropping.
A home buying opportunity.
There is positive news. Low interest rates are an opportunity.
But the Federal Reserve's effort to curb the economic fallout from the coronavirus pandemic and cut interest rates is actually not the best move for millennial home buyers.
If we didn't have a recession coming and in a world where the only thing moving was the interest rates, then surely that would be very beneficial to millennials trying to become first-time home buyers, which is going to be critical for the long-term growth trajectory of the U.S. economy.
The low interest rates have led some people to claim that this will help millennials who have a low home ownership rate.
The lower rates can help give them a little bit more purchasing power and as they face competition, but it'll also mean that more homes are going to be within their monthly budget.
But there are other factors to consider too, like student debt and stagnant wages. Housing experts say falling rates alone won't be enough to pull millennials off the sidelines.
Homes are just really expensive relative to income still. So even though a little bit more purchasing power is coming for lower monthly budgets, housing is still very expensive, especially for the starter home in the market where there's not much inventory available.
The challenges don't stop there either. The coronavirus pandemic has already caused job losses and a decline in business activity, making lower rates less effective. While they're typically seen as a way to help sectors that are sensitive to them, like housing and autos, some experts say the recent rate cuts were intended for other reasons.
In this particular instance, it was much more of the Fed's role that they play in making sure that there's financial stability.
Bianca Ficini, Newsy, outside Washington, D.C.
Donation or volunteer today.
Tomorrow, a heavier jacket day. Not a lot of sunshine. You won't need the sunglasses. Temperatures will stay only in the mid-40s for the high. Amanda?
Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. Our next newscast is tonight at 11. We'll see you then.